The thing goes skitty pop pop and the boom 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 skia boom 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 boom. You don't know, big shock. Yo, yeah. All right, fire in the booth. You get me? Man's not hot. I said man's not hot. I said the man's not hot. The girl told me take off your jacket. I said babes, man's not hot. Yo, man can never be hot. Perspiration thing. Links effect. Yo.
Yeah. What's happening, y'all?
Dude, that was awesome.
Welcome. I like surprising you because just seeing your faces be like, or
yo, I listened to that one with you.
We didn't.
Night. Yeah, we went through. Yeah, we did.
Boom. We didn't go through anything.
Mm-hmm.
That was just posted like 30 seconds ago. So
we didn't go through the Vine. Anyway,
what up? No, I didn't go through no Vine.
What up?
Did you hear through the grapevine, Ahmed? Welcome to tonight's Plumes of Hazard. I am MassBlass09, and my other co-hosts are not Understudy 77. We have Fubaka and the Yanksful Vapor, Shlancha, which from what I hear, unfortunately, Ahmed is very thankful for getting some of the heat away from his people and putting it back on the white people. Thank you, Texas. Appreciate it.
We do what we can.
Yeah, I tell you, rough week. That's for sure. I always feel like Mondays, either nothing happens on a Monday and it happens on Tuesday or later on. So by the time that rolls around to our show, it's already old news. Or it happens, on Sunday or Saturday, and then it's primetime news for Monday. Like diffuse airflow and bathroom drain style atomizers. So, which we'll be talking about tonight.
It just took a draw and everything. That was mean.
I wasn't paying attention. So welcome everybody. Welcome.
So Russell Woot 72 is asking, whatever happened to Understudy? Anyone know? Kyle said he runs a convent on the moon. That's pretty accurate.
Holy shit. That's pretty good.
He's wearing spandex and sitting on several nardas.
I can't find the picture now, but I was gonna show a picture of Understudy.
So Michael Bautista has spotted my subtle prop for later. It's true. It's Vape and Art bag. You buy something from Vape and Art at a con, they give you a really cool bag.
Shill.
Nice.
You don't know.
You don't know.
No, they give me I gave them a lot of money.
Yeah, and they're like, boom.
And then so I'll talk about that in a minute. That's my news part. There is a bit of a joke to go with that.
Tarot. Now I was trying to find the picture of Understudy in the bathtub. That's I
had a feeling that's the one you were looking for.
I don't have those readily available for some reason. Man. So I have too many fucking pictures, man.
Yeah.
I got like 8 folders of Mass Madden. I got there's just things that we can't show on the air.
Oh, there's definitely some things we can't show on the air.
Mm-hmm. So
like that one, like the one from Hangout that we're on sometimes,
like the one from Angsty. Wait, you just turn into a whole nother person.
Which one?
Multiples, but anyways. So don't worry, guys in chat. If I will continue looking while we're doing this, because you will not be denied the awesomeness that is Understudy in the bathtub.
Yeah, I mean, we wouldn't want to disappoint Russell Woot. He looked skinnier last time. Now that's true.
He did.
He has been concentrating on his GPS fitness watches, purchasing those.
And you actually have to run to make those work. Oh, here we go. Okay, so we are going to talk about his skinniness. So for that, we will show. I just had the image. Here we go. This is CIA Roadman track here with his skinniness. And let's take a trail back in the day of when he was fat and liked to cover himself in whatever that. So there you go. I'm only going to leave that up on the screen for a few more seconds, and it's gone because the MPA NAACLU will definitely stick us with something for keeping that up so long. So
Is that what he had to do to get a Wapari?
No, just that JMFD that was floating in the tub with him.
All I know that is it involved about 50 gallons of Elmer's glue. So he's into that whole peeling your skin off.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, you remember you used to take Elmer's, put it in your hand,
on your hands.
You could pull your whole palm out and then put it
on your hands.
Yeah.
Not like Mr. Hands.
I don't know how that would work with hair. You just have a whole bunch of holes.
No.
And just rip that shit. So there you go. She's running in place right now while she's asleep. The dog. Can you hear her?
Is it Juno?
It's
Do you know what time it is?
Lilo.
I was Lilo. Lilo, what time it is?
Yeah, that I gotta say, I thought kids would not adapt very well to the time change. No, dogs, they don't give a shit. Oh, you used to feed us at 6? No, it's gonna be 5, and you're gonna wake your ass up.
Need some food, my bowl.
Yeah, shit don't change.
Everybody always talk about how demanding and bossy cats are, and dogs are all like lovey-dovey shit. No, fucking dogs have got a schedule. Shit, if you mess that up, it could be a problem.
Eat, drink, shit, and pee. Other than that, it don't matter. So they will let you know. So what y'all vaping on?
Well, I have a Limo with a Narda with a bell cap. The Nomen tip was a mass T in there. Call this the Limo Narda.
Limo Narda. It's like an Arnold Palmer.
A Narlino.
Yes,
That's a good one.
mass T.
Is that it? Just the one tonight?
Yeah.
I have a couple things going on tonight. One is, as has been the case for months now, the Limelight Freehand MOSFET edition with the Narda, excuse me, not Narda. This is a Haku on top of the bell cap and open tip. Inside is Railcracker with the twist, which I suppose we can talk about here. I guess we can talk about it now? Question mark? Yeah, we'll talk about it when I talk about the show stuff. Let's just finish what we're vaping on. It's Railcracker with a twist. And I busted out one of my regulated squankers. This is the Evo by Arden Mod. On top, I've got a new atomizer, which we'll also talk about tonight. And inside of here, we've got, what did I put in here? Oh, that's right. I replaced it. I was vaping Sweet Pea, and I replaced it with Kokomo. I found some Kokomo that I had. Oh, from Coil Vapes? Fucking delicious. I actually haven't vaped it in a while. So putting it in there was a nice treat. And I'm not going to lie, I kind of did it because I was talking to Dean this weekend, and he said that he had the flavors had shifted a little bit. Like he's pulled back Kokomo and put up Sweet Pea. I think that's why he swapped it on his menu for now. And it made me think about Kokomo. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I have some Kokomo at home.
He pulled Kokomo?
They didn't pull it, just temporarily, I think. I think he just switched it out for a little while. And then, as always, I've got my Billet box, Rev 4 with an Omen post-out tip on top 2. And here is Abolishment. Now, I've got another thing that I've actually got put away because I'm going to show it to you in a little while. That's also got Abolishment in it. We'll talk about that a bit. So that's it. That's all I got. Lasty, are you vaping anything tonight?
No, I am not.
What did you vape today?
I was vaping on, since you were at the convention, I broke out some Soused and vaped some of that.
Did you get loused in it?
Loused.
So
Soused.
Chet, double D's sauced.
Yep.
Applesauce flavor.
You take Chad sauce.
Men's got all sauce.
Mm-hmm. You can
Take
get
Chad
that
sauce.
at Craven Vapor, I think.
You can.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Take Chad sauce.
Craven's picked up a bunch of new juices.
Mm-hmm. They're talking about Billet boxes on the side about how they've been staying around longer lately, which is true.
Mm-hmm.
I saw somebody this weekend that had an RPG Rev 4. I maybe missed my Rev 3 that was RPG. I love that color, that royal purple gray. Man, such a good color. Here's the only problem. The problem is with these kind of standard plates that they come with now, as opposed to the Rev 3 that just had that smaller square of carbon fiber. It loses some of the color area, if that makes any sense. Like there's less of the color on this mod that you can see with the plates on. Like when you're vaping it, all you can basically see is just the outside. And the other, it seemed like you could see it around the frame on the edges a little bit more, and like there's just more color. But it's still a fantastic color. It looks so good. I really like it.
So let's just say that. Let me move this over here and pull this up. It is Monday at 9:30, and there are multiple billet boxes still for sale on the site.
Yep.
And we will bring that up on the screen now. Let's see, where's my just hit yes. There we go.
So
there they are right there. There's Fox, there's the BX7, there's the Rat Ball, and the Purple Rat Ball, and the Purple Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle baby, and yeah. So there are quite.
And the RPG's up too, right?
And the RPG's up. Yep.
Yeah. The RPG is fucking cool. They've got some really nice colors. I mean, their red, even their red is really nice, deep, dark red. But I just hit my mic. Sorry. The RPG is still my favorite, though.
Oh, there's a hell of a lot more up too. So there's a fashion nugget.
Omen tips, Brandon. You can buy Omen tips from omenstuff.com, as William just said. And Shadow-san, if you just search for him in Facebook, you can find the man himself and just PM him. He'll hook you up. So
there you go. All kinds of build boxes still up for sale.
So Jeff Jacobs just said that there's a purple Rev 3, brand new, for $150 in his local trade group. So as much as I liked so much about the Rev 3, it's one of the coolest engineered mods I think that's ever been made. One of them, if not the. It's everything's so tight and so cool, and just sliding doors with the freaking spring-loaded ball bearings to keep it tight, and even the font around the variable voltage thing is just so cool. But it's variable voltage with some random ass board that doesn't work that great sometimes, and it's kind of it's voltage limited and kind of amp limited as well. Plus, it's run by two 123 batteries or 16 340s or whatever. It's so bad. Like, the battery life is garbage, and the regulation is not that great, and the Rev 4 is it's just light years better. The Rev 4 is what I'm convinced that when I bought my Rev 3 and I had my gripes about it on the show, I'm convinced that they changed it into the Rev 4 just for me.
So there's 21 total available colors combinations right now.
Holy shit, really?
In stock. Yep, just counted them. So there you go. And there's all kinds of different prices.
Patreon.com/buyfu-apawa-tmn baby.
There you go.
Hi, Dean. Dean H is here. I'm Baby Kokomo.
Boom. Boom.
Boom.
Boom.
Buy the retro and trade it for somebody 60. I mean, if you could find that deal, that would be great. Somebody willing to take the old one for the new. Maybe. Hey, maybe.
Yeah, they also whoever's asking on there, they also have blemished ones for like $211.
That's still
And you can choose the options. Yeah, it's quite a bit.
Now, for anybody that's new to the Billet box, remember you do have to buy an atomizer.
That's correct.
It's not one of those pod systems or whatever. You do have to buy an atomizer. Or if you're okay with cardos, and you've got a cardo still somewhere.
I do.
Gathering dust.
So I like 2 packs of moves. Yeah. LRs.
What?
I select 2 packs of LR Bogues. You never know.
There you go.
Never know.
There you go. Yeah. Yep, that's true. That's true. Oh, Jeff Jacobs said, I run the local Maryland group that Understudy started. Oh. Aren't you lucky?
Maryland Vapors.
Maryland Vapors.
I actually used to be in that group.
Mm-hmm.
That group went cray-cray.
So besides the things that I was doing this last weekend, I did get some vape mail last week. It was right before I went to go to the thing. I got on the list and got another Phenom because, as you know, I helped work on the original one, and then I got one for review, and I didn't feel like I was supporting him well enough, so so I bought one. I really only have, this is pretty much the only thing that I use right now, and it's kind of all I've got. So I've only got one atomizer. I only really need one of them, but it seemed like the right thing to do. So I bought a Phenom. I'll probably get to use some of these atomizers when I get my gloom back, which hopefully soon. Because I've got a couple that I need to test, and well, there's another problem with that too. I'm out of juice, so I'm kind of trying to make things happen. I've been like just a little bit of rail cracker every now and then. This is legit, like all I've got. But that does bring me into the first point of order. So this last weekend was Showcase Vape Convention in Dallas. It was supposed to be in Houston, but obviously Houston had a lot of weather problems when it was supposed to be. So they rescheduled it for now, or this last weekend in Dallas. So I get to go there and see a bunch of people that some of which I haven't seen in a while, and some of which I'd never met in person before, but I've been talking to for a really long time. So it was cool to see them. But as I was going, and I packed up like this little rail cracker that I got left, I was like, how can I make this last until I get some more rail cracker? It's like, man, Jay's going to be there. And Mr. Bigglesworth sells Homeward, which is like a baked apple, a little cinnamon in it. Wonder what would happen if I cut some of my rail cracker with Homeward. So I got there, discussed it with Mr. J, and did it. It's really good. It's like really good. Like legit, when I get like another shit pile of rail cracker, I'm actually gonna keep doing it because it's that good. It just gives a little bit of a
half and half.
No, I think I think the proper is going to be like 3/4 rail cracker to 1/4 Homeward, because the apple's pretty significant in Homeward, and I think I just want a bit. Right now, it's mostly half and half, if not more, the other way around, just because that's what I've got. But I did get am starting to churn through some Homeward from Bigglesworth for that very reason. So home cracker's a thing. I told him that's what he has to call it if he sells it. All right, so already cleared that one out. All right, got that one out of the way. Got home cracker out. So as you'll notice, I do have a big Vape and Art bag, and the reason is A, I spent some money there, and B, I also messed up. So as you may well know, if you've ever shopped on vapeandart.com, they're out of I think Miami area, and they're one of the few places that you can go online to actually buy like really nice gear retail, like no lists to get on and no, hidden groups and that kind of thing. They often get a few of these sorts of things in, including some like really limited edition mods and stuff. And you can just buy them straight up. And it's not always like, get it the first list that comes out, in their secret groups and stuff, but they'll get it pretty quickly. And they usually have the new of tanks and that kind of thing, retail things as well. So as I was perusing all of their things, they had a what is it called? The MM Vapors Palm BF there. And I had looked at a bunch of different things or whatever, and then I saw the Palm, and somebody had been recently talking to me about the Palm, and it was a lot smaller in person than I thought. The button was a little more proud, so you could use it in either hand, which is something I was worried about. It was super, super cool, and I happened to mention in our chat, and William asked me to buy it for him. Sure. So I got it, and I swear to God, they told me it was the DNA 75C. And I didn't really look at it that close as far as the screen area. And I walked away and I sat down in Dean's booth, Coil Vape's booth, and started looking at it. And I threw a battery in it and looked, and I was like, oh no. Oh, it's a DNA 75. Oh, fuck. I just spent a lot of money at the Vape Art. I need to go see if they'll take it back. So I know Will didn't want that board, and I didn't want that board. So I went back and had to eat some crow, as they say, and apologize and ask them to refund me. It was a moment of terror. Don't even talk about the moment of terror. When my eyes got like this, I swear my eyes got like this, but I was like, oh shit. I just spent a lot of money on a mod that he doesn't want and I don't want either. That's
you came close.
I did. I may have shat my pants a bit.
I do remember that in chat.
Yeah. I was like, fuck, why don't I have William's phone number? That was the first thing that came to mind. Why don't I have William's phone number?
Yeah, you need to be able to get him on the bat phone.
Were you at the booth making the scrat noise?
Yeah. Like wanting to do that to myself. Yeah. Nasty Nate said, I've spent a lot of money over the years at Vape Art. You and me both, buddy. I have as well. You're right. Well, it's got about 11 more days of hype before it stops being hyped. Yeah, it's true. So I went back and did return that. But I did buy a few other things there that I didn't have to return because I fucked up. And one of which is kind of a not even vaping related. So while I was there, I was talking to Uncle Larry. And if you didn't know, Uncle Larry's he actually owns Blade Art. He's been doing Blade Art for a long time, and he's got all kinds of really cool freaking custom knives and some production knives and stuff too. But he does a lot of like really cool things before he started vaping and open Vaping Art. So I've been asking him because one of my favorite blade makers his name's John Graham. And this knife that I've been carrying for a really long time is just my favorite knife in the world. I love my knife. It's got the whole Razel thing, but it's a collab with Tashi. On the back, you can see is the logo there on top for Tashi. Anyway, but the problem with this knife is obviously it's quite large and it's very heavy. This blade is super thick, super thick. And I was like, what I want is one of John's GTs, which are like long and skinny and much lighter. And it would be nice if I'm wearing, something that's, not a pair of jeans or something, if I had a lighter knife. And Larry goes, come here. You want to see a gentleman's knife? Come here. I was like, okay. So he's like, look at this little guy. Boop. Production knife by Boker. I was like, all right. Oh, this little card's in the way. Sorry. So he brings me over to the thing and shows me this. What? And that's cool, but look at that.
That's pimp.
This little thing is just ridiculous. Titanium handle. Nice VG. I think it's VG10. I forget what the blade steel is, but this tiny little tiny little knife. $60.
God damn.
That's pretty badass.
$60. And he said, you want to see something, it'll break your mind anymore. And I was like, yeah, sure. Definitely. Oh, yeah, but it's still got a clip, too. I said, sure. And he brought another one that was tumbled, and it looked almost identical to this. I mean, it looked very, very similar, right? except for it had a flipper in the back, which I actually really would prefer this does, but it doesn't. And he said, "You know what that is?" I said, "No." He goes, "Well, that's a custom version that's tumbled." And that was $400.
Holy shit! Take the $60 for.
He said this thing's a steal. He said they're ridiculous.
Where's the cutting edge? Is it just at the top?
Itself. What?
Or is it at the bottom too? Where's the cutting edge?
This is a false edge at top. I think it's not sharpened, but that's sharp. It's like a Tonto with a drop on it. It's a weird little blade grind.
Yeah, and then down below.
Yeah, this is the primary edge, and then you get a little Tonto.
Yeah. That is pretty pimp for $60.
Yeah, it's a fantastic.
How much does it weigh?
Nothing. It weighs.
Dude, I could totally see myself carrying that around because it's light.
Yeah,
and it's got a big blade. That's a problem with having a knife that is worth the shit. That is not super expensive. I'd say under $100. That is small enough and light enough and isn't a piece of shit that's going to break and cut your finger. He said
when I come to cons, he said I'll usually just carry one of them like this on his.
That's cool.
On his little con thing badge. Well, I can see that. Anyway, I thought this thing is really cool. It's got some cons, like the little thumb nub guy is a little sharp, and it's a little heavy here, which is why I wish it had a flipper. I would love it if it had a flipper. Anyway, but still, for the price, I mean, you can put this on your shirt and you wouldn't notice it, right? I mean, it's light. It's really cool. I thought it was really awesome, and it was pretty inexpensive, and it even comes with a little Torx guy to adjust the hinge, and and a flavor packet.
Do they have the weight on that somewhere?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. Let's see. Congratulations to Ihren neuen Bokermesser. Oh wait.
Duro's saying Boker and their shit Chinesium shit steel. Does it feel like Chinesium?
It's difficult to tell because it's titanium, so it doesn't weigh anything. Except for the blade. I'm still looking for it in English.
He's saying you'll have to resharpen every other day with that Boker piece of shit.
That's entirely possible. But I think I looked and it was... Yeah, it's VG10. So it should be relatively decent unless they're lying. You're right. If it's not actually VG10, then yes, I'm going to have to sharpen it pretty often. But I also don't intend on using it that much. It's got some specific use, which is going to be light use for me. It's for stuff. We'll see.
Opening vape mail.
Opening vape mail. No, I've still got a Spyderco stretch that
stretch.
This is my stretch that I carried for years. It's the original carbon fiber one with a ZDP 189 blade. This blade is so fucking hard. It is a pain in the ass to sharpen, but holy damn it holds an edge forever.
Have you heard of Garvey knives? They specifically make the Jiffy Cut. This is what I carry with me.
Oh yeah,
all the time. And
the gut opener.
Yeah. And once you need to sharpen it, you just do this super tactical reload backwards.
That's right.
You just reload your clip back in there like that, and you put your clip back in, and good to go. So honestly, the reason I got these was these are great for breaking down boxes.
Oh fuck yeah, you are.
And break down a lot of boxes. I started getting like a huge callus on my index from the heat that the blade would build up while cutting down the boxes. So
dude,
if
you use a good knife for opening boxes, you're a retard. I mean, like just stupid. It is. I mean, cardboard is brutal on a real knife edge.
Yeah,
brutal. So anyway, that's what I use to cut open almost all my mail is that ZDP 189 because it's good shit. It's good shit. So that's a thing. So I got that from there. Here's one of the other things that I got to talk to Larry about. By the way, if there's a friendly guy in vaping like that sells hardware, like there's so few people that I know that sell hardware that's not like a shop owner, like a brick and mortar kind of shop owner, that's kind of there to primarily move stuff to help people quit smoking, right? Larry is the kind of guy that he's got all this cool shit and he just kind of likes showing it to you. Like, hey, check this out. you're gonna really like this thing. Look at this thing over here, and you go look at it, and it's freaking cool. He's super like upbeat and just a fun guy to be around. Anyway, he said that you need to try out this thing because I was asking him about pod systems, and he asked me if I tried the Swar and Air. And I was like, yeah, I tried the Swar and Air. It was okay. I said, but the one that I really liked of all the pod systems that I tried so far was that Fit that I bought from you last year. And he said, that's right. He said, I forgot you bought that. He said, I've got something that blows it out of the water. And I was like, tell me more. So I don't think they all come in this thing, but he's got like because that's a Vape Art logo there. So I don't know why they were in all these, but they were. But this little guy is called, I don't even remember what it's called. It's called a Kim Sun. Kim Sun. Look at that little monkey. Look at this little guy. And this little cartridge guy just pops off like this. 2 mil in here. The cartridges do come blank, so you don't have to get rid of some shit juice that you don't want to vape to refill it with something else. It comes blank. There's a little rubber stopper at the bottom. You just kind of pull it out with your fingernail and stick
So they got smart. They got smart and not tried to upsell you with shit juice. They allow you to just put your own juice in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What's the worst steel in the world? Is he still talking about VG10? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know.
He's not wrong. VG10 is like one of those standard steels. It's not terribly special. It's a tool steel. It works fine. It's not fancy, but it works. It works fine. So one of the few cons that I've got with this, and I'll just kind of mention the con in as we go here. This little blank spot here in the middle. It's supposed to be clear so you can see it while you're filling it up. I could not see it. I barely see it in the lights of the con, which is obviously quite bright. So that was kind of hard to tell when it was full, but it is full at some point. And it's a cotton Addy, by the way. I don't know of any way you're going to be able to re-wick or rebuild this thing because it's kind of like all molded piece of plastic thing, right? So there is that. And the pods I bought an extra pod too. It was like $6, I think. Something like that. Anyway, so it's like a $6 pod, but it comes blank, so you can fill it with whatever you want, whatever. So pops in there, snaps in. Easy peasy. One big button. You got some lights. Nice. I'm at 3 out of 4 battery right now. It's got a 5-button click to lock, which is nice. Mouthpiece on the top, and then there's this other. Can you see that there? That's the airflow hole. It's a giant airflow hole, like right there. And that also means you can kind of cover it up if you want.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah,
you can play Titanic through that.
But here's the cool thing. So most of those other pod systems are like little sippy sips, whatever. Check this thing out. It just goes.
Damn, son.
Nice restricted lung with it uncovered or whatever. And the flavor, I have to admit, the flavor might be the best Clearo/pod thing I've tried.
Can you do that draw again?
Hold on, let me click on myself.
All right, ready?
Yeah, go.
Go. Oh shit, that was great. That's pretty neat, though. That's a good idea to have that opening back there. Huh?
It is. It's pretty neat. It's not bad.
Yeah.
No, not tool steel. I'm sorry, I misspoke, Duro. It's not a fucking hardened steel like that. Like fucking. It's not a file. No, it's not a file.
What was the name of the knife again?
Yeah, seriously, Angsty, stop tickling his giny. Getting all worked up and shit. I can't believe you've done this.
Did you break it?
I did break it. It was probably all those little half puffs that I was doing.
Okay, so here's the code, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to win yourself one of those, all you have to do is play the "My Heart Will Go On" tune right on it, and you'll get the little blinky lights, and you hold it up to your monitor like you used to with the old cool ass Timex watches. Remember, you used to set up your software to your CRT, and then you'd hold it in front of it, and it would go like fucking poltergeist, and then all the information would go to your watch. just like that. Don't worry about what I just said.
Ignore everything that I just said. I didn't say it was compared to M4A2. I just said it's like a what I meant to say was just like a normal kind of industry standard steel. That's all I was trying to say.
So let's break up the angstiness here because it's getting pretty angsty up in here. Did you guys see this a few weeks ago that this was posted?
Yeah, go. Click on this. Go.
This is basically Gordon vaping, and it's off of RDC Comics, and it says at the top, "Vaping, you look." Actually, we had to do vaping. You look ridiculous. There's a guy running around in a bat costume. There you go. So,
is that what it says, or is that the thing? Oh yeah, no, that's really funny. I had to make the window bigger. I couldn't read it. It was too small.
I'll make it even better. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Does it pick it up?
Justice.
I don't think it's working. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Okay. So we got to go back to the gallery and see if it'll pick it up on the.
Can you superimpose yourself? Like
or can you do like a picture-in-picture?
I'm not gonna fucking figure that shit out now. It's fine. Anyways, there you go. So this shit's still on. Fucking hell. All right.
Oh, hold on.
Did something just blow up?
No, I just saw something super cool. So I unwrapped the thingy. I looked at so it had a USB cable, right? I didn't really look at it before because it's just a USB cable because it charges with micro USB. But what I just noticed is I glanced down in there. Look at the end of this thing. Hold on, let me zoom in.
It's got a iPhone.
Yeah, it's a freaking lightning cable at the end of it, and you can take it off. It's like a multi, the one of these guys. That's fucking cool.
That's probably made out of VG4410 steel, and that shit's gonna fucking break.
It probably is. You're probably right.
Goddamn VG4410 BK steel.
It's not up to industry standard code.
Nope, I'm sure it's not.
That's cool as shit. That's super useful. That's actually more useful than another micro USB cable for me.
All right.
So that was pretty cool. I thought that was awesome. If you wanted to get one of those things, I think Vape Art has an exclusive on them, and I didn't actually know that until I was talking to John from Craving later.
What's the name on the knife?
Oh, it says Boker, but it says Boker Plus, but that's not the name of it.
Okay, got it.
I'll give you the. Yeah, we'll figure it out later.
And the name on the vape device?
That's the Kim Sun, and apparently it is made in Japan, which I knew that, but I didn't know until later. I was talking to Craving John about it, and I told him that I picked this up, and he goes, "That thing's really cool." He said, "If Larry hadn't gotten exclusive on it, he said I'd have bought a pallet of them." He said they're really good.
Yeah. So apparently, Kim Sun is the company.
Yes.
Oh shit! They make one that looks like a fucking cell phone.
What?
Yeah. Look at this. Hang on. Let me.
I haven't actually done any research on the company itself. I just know the thing.
Here you go. Here it is. In
oh shit! We lost Angsty.
Oh shit! He probably clicked the wrong button. So I'm wondering if I'm displayed right now.
Yeah, I see you.
Hey, I don't know if I'm displayed Angsty, but yeah, there it is. There's a picture of it. And at the top you have the mouthpiece, then an outer cover, power button, vaping indicator light, and micro USB port. It holds 4 mil, and it looks like a cell phone. And it's got an 1100 mAh battery. So that's pretty interesting.
That is interesting. It's kind of goofy looking, but that's all right.
It looks like a cell phone.
Yeah,
that's great. Disguise. Yeah, it looks like they're a company. That one, the one that you have is the Slim 2R. And it comes in. Yep, and it comes in multiple colors. Here is the image of it. Right there.
Oh yeah, there you go.
TPD approved inhalation mod, magnetic connection, constant temperature control. Okay. So 2 mils. It's got a resistance of 0.25 titanium. Temperature setting of 530 degrees and lower. 1100 mAh battery.
Titanium?
Yep, you're fucked. 1100 mAh battery. It charges in 2.5 hours. And it weighs 84 grams.
Yeah.
So
it's lightweight, but it's definitely got a little heft to it. Anyway, there's not much to talk about other than the stats that the Massey just gave.
Yeah.
All I know is this might be the best tasting one I've had yet. Even if it is fucking titanium, is probably killing me right now.
Titanium.
Yep. And it actually does come pre-filled. There have some pre-filled cartridges too.
Oh, really?
So, yep, they have some pre-filled cartridges. They have up to 15 series e-liquid flavors that they have. So comes with up to 15 flavors. And some tech stuff, it's got short circuit protection when resistance is under 0.1. It's got overtime protection. Keep pressing the vaping button over 10 seconds and the output stops.
Wait, there's some interesting things in chat.
Go ahead.
Louis Nicollet just said that Kimson made an Ego pen a while back, and they said they had temperature control using nickel coils, but there was no temperature control, and it glowed the coils, and DJ LSB bashed them for it.
Ooh. Well, that might be good to smash that thing and take it apart, and let's see.
Oh, by the way, I think it was like $44.
Yeah,
and with one of these, there's no backups. It's just the one that came with. Basically, just this. Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, they're saying triple safe protection, safer use.
Yeah, and maybe that's something that they worked. That they listened to their people, including DJ LSB, and fixed. And maybe they didn't, and maybe this is glowing red, and I'm inhaling titanium dioxide.
Yep,
it's really fucking tasty. If this is titanium dioxide, it tastes just like abolishment.
Was that considered the kit?
Well, yeah. So that's the kit that I got. It was just the unit, including one of the pods, the cable, the case.
So, Artisan Vapor Company has them. Vape Sourcing has them. There's a few different places you can get them for around $30.
Right on. Well, that's what maybe I was misinformed then. Anyway, Larry didn't say that. That was something I heard after the fact.
40 watt output, 2 overfillable.
It does get warm. You take a couple long drags.
Yeah,
it definitely gets warm around the atomizer where the coil is. But
Johnny's saying Kimson are the ones that paid for good reviews for a few reviewers.
Fuck me.
Why it just keeps getting worse, Angsty. I'm sorry.
No, I'm glad.
Hey,
I'm actually.
This is the Plumes of Hazards. We don't give a fuck. So we would just call everybody out.
It's the most professional show in vaping.
Clearly, we were never offered money for the review.
I mean, listen. In less than 45 minutes, we have shown you a great but shitty mod. We have shown you a great but shitty knife, okay, with shit fucking metal. And don't worry, it's getting better. Wait till we get to mine use, because I'm going to show you a great, but some people are calling shitty addy. So we're getting there. Tonight is all about great but shitty.
I've actually got a great but shitty addy to show you too.
Yeah. We should fucking name the show that.
We should have named the great.
This is why I don't name the shows. A great but shitty show.
But we didn't know. We didn't know that it was going to be great but shitty until we started doing the thing.
There we go.
Titanium Death Powder sounds like a great band.
Titanium Death Powder. Yeah.
I love it. Boy.
Hit us with it.
What else we got in our bag of tricks?
Bitches.
So I met a gentleman that frequents our show, and that is on another show that we know and enjoy.
Before you, yes, it's verified titanium from the Vaping Art site. It says it right on it. So
yeah, good.
Okay,
good. That's great. Confirmed my death. So I got to meet a gentleman by the name of Gizzard Stew, and he came up to me and put this around my neck. And in case you can't see it, it's a spork on some paracord and a fishing snap swivel. and I fully intend on putting this by Addie's Clone Hunter necklace back there. That's good. It's going to go right on the Clone Hunter necklace. I appreciated this. I would like to show you a picture that I took after he sporked me. That was what he called it. It was verbed. Sporked me. This is Gizzard Stew. and that was my spork. I was confused, as you can see, because I'd never been sporked before. Now, there's that old, like high school kind of prank where you get boxes and boxes of sporks and then go and stick them in your coach's yard or whatever, right? No, just kind of like toilet papering, but less destructive.
I may or may not have known of this sporking in advance.
No, is that right?
Yep.
It was very entertaining. So, Giz was super cool to meet. I enjoyed meeting him. I enjoyed meeting all the guys in that whole crew. And, oh, God, the name of the company just flew out of my brain. Who were they there with?
Who?
What's the juice company that they were there with? I completely forgot.
Adore?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. That was really embarrassing. Sorry, I couldn't remember the name of the company. And while I was there, I'd walk past. He'd seen me before, and then I walked past and was talking to those guys. And this dude, and he just came up and chat randomly, just walked up and handed me one of these.
Look at that.
So DJ LSB walked up and gave me one of his atomizers, which was super cool of him. Like I wouldn't have ever asked for something for free or whatever. He just came up and said he wanted me to try it. It squonks, which means I'll actually use it and give it a good whack. I'm actually looking really forward to this because I had a drag off of his that he had built with one of the Adora liquids in it, and it was really quite good. If it was wide open, it's way too much air for me. But I turned it down to like a third of the air open. It was actually a really nice draw. We'll see. I'll give it a whack. I ain't scared. We'll definitely give it a whack. So I just want to say thank you to Daniel. That was really cool. He was super chill too. Like all those guys were really cool. I enjoyed hanging out with those guys. See what else. Does somebody else want to go and break up my big block of showcase news?
Sure. Yeah. I think Ahmed hasn't spoken for like the last 30 minutes, so go ahead.
Hi.
Okay. And then? Or did I catch you off guard?
No, I don't have any news.
Okay.
I'm just vaping on your shit right now,
All right. So I wanted to bring up these images of this new atomizer that you are going to start seeing out in the wild and on the market. We've been talking about it for a little bit. We showed some images of it last week, and that is the new atomizer from Innokin, which is a collaboration between Innokin, Phil, and Demetrius, the Vaping Greek. So there's let me pull up my screen here. There's a picture kind of covering a few different, where it fills, kind of how the build sits on the deck, stuff like that. There's, the slide open there in the back.
Oh, is that the filler? Is that the fill port?
That is the fill port.
Would that be the port that we can all make an assumption that when Phil reviews it, he's going to talk about Dimitri having sex with it?
Probably.
Absolutely. So just so I can read it, it says platform series designed by P. Basardo and Vaping Greek. Okay, they're on the side. There's another shot. And there's the top shot. And let me get the other one so you guys can see the build deck. So there's the build deck. And yeah, so let me stop here And we're going to grab the zoom button and zoom in on this. There's that deck, and there's
dude, those post screws are weird.
Yes, the post screws are very interesting. There's some kind of tool,
shower drain airflow,
that you do. There's shower drain airflow. Okay, so the way that the coil is going to have juice coming up to it, it's going to be through, let's see if I can draw on here. It's going to be through these guys right here. So your coil will or your cotton will basically sit like this. Is that coming through?
Yeah, it is.
Angsty? Okay. So now the only thing that I've seen, again, these are not out yet, so I'm sure they're just getting sent to reviewers. But the only thing that I'm wondering about is what is going to happen when the, let's see, let's do this. We'll make it a good color here. So what's going to happen when the juice gets to this area here? Okay.
I'm assuming you're supposed to trail out cotton, right?
Right. When the juice gets to that, I mean, you're pretty much going to have a lot more cotton, lower, because if you live it to here, you're still going to have a lot of juice left in the tank. So that's one thing that I'm wondering about. The airflow on this, obviously, this is going to be a mouth to lung Addy. And this is something that I wanted to mention. I think that you're going to start seeing this be the new hype. Okay. New hype, meaning new hype doesn't necessarily need to be bad, but you're going to see a lot more people reviewing mouth to lung Addies. Now, remember,
more made now.
There's going to be a lot more made. And remember, these are all people who have either over the years said mouth to lung is going away. Mouth to lung is stupid. Why would you mouth to lung? And now they're going to, skirt back and say mouth to lung is the greatest new thing.
So here's the thing, and I completely agree that a couple different people, including Duro, were saying this in the chat. That's a long way away from the coil down into where your juice is going to be. And if you're vaping like 50-50, that's probably fine, but very few juices these days are 50-50.
I swear it.
Here's another view that is quite a bit
the
distance there.
The upside is, though, is it's mouth to lung, right? So you're not going to be taking massive, hot, like huge lung hits. Yes. You're going to be using less juice, so you probably have some more time for your Jenny Tilt style, action to go ahead and compensate, and you've got some capillary action going on to re-wet that wick. But I do think it might be a problem. We'll see, right? If anybody knows mouth to lung vaping at this point, who is it?
Yeah,
it's fucking Phil.
So there's a thread on the FastTech forum discussions, okay? And Demi put out the price of this. It's going to hit right at $40, okay? So, which apparently is still on the expensive side for certain people. So a lot of people are wondering if this is going to kind of be like that. Some people are saying, how could they have designed this if, this is borrowing a lot of the same, I guess, style or design. I mean, anything that you design nowadays is going to be, oh, you're copying this, you're copying that, because freaking everything looks the same, Look at this way. So I think they're more talking about the airflow part, and that I believe it was the because this is called the Aries MTL, mouth to lung RTA, And I believe the one that they were talking about was the Siren V2.
Yeah, that's
Um,
Niji in chat saying this is kind of like an improved Siren, like a Siren V3.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. So there's been a few reviews of the Siren, and we'll see. But a lot of people are saying it's a Siren with a dome, more of a dome cap. They're saying it looks like it took the best bits from a few tanks and put them together. But the Siren did have issues with leaking through the airflow control ring, via condensation. Which is part of the issues where you have slow moving air, so you don't have a lot of air to maybe carry that up. So anyways, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And some people are saying that they think when the tank gets halfway empty, you're going to have to refill it.
I don't buy that. Like the way that that William and I and a lot of other people wick the Narba and other RDTA style things, you can't even see the wicks there. Like I have them down and they're just barely under the deck because it works better.
Yeah.
So
some people are saying that the avocado is back. Some people are saying that it doesn't need to be $40. It could be $20 because you should just need the RTA, the sets of screws, Phillips and straight, not some weird shit, and glass, a smoke glass. So we'll see. I'm not sure about the tool that you need to for the screws.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like you can just use a pair of because this is all that it comes with. It comes with the tank. It comes with cotton. It comes with 2 pre-built coils. It comes with 1 meter of wire. It comes with 2 sets of screws, Phillips and straight. Okay. It comes with 2 black O-rings, 2 green O-rings, 2 white O-rings, 2 types of drip tips, wide and narrow. The clear glass installed, 1 smoke glass, 1 Phil's build tool, 1 Demi's build tool, and a multi-screwdriver.
Wait a minute. There's 2 different build tools?
Yes. So
What?
Not sure. That is actually quoted from Demetrius's Instagram or Facebook, where that he posted that. So that's why some people are saying, hey, you can bring the price of this down if you don't include some of the shit. But anyway, some people are talking about cost and units sold and stuff like that, and they're saying that $20 for an Innokin made Addy is actually pretty good. So maybe the price will go down on it. Again, I think $40 is great. I mean, it's a great price.
I can't say I know. Maybe people are too used to buying fast tech style $20 and $30 tanks.
I think the problem is because you're saying Innokin.
Yeah.
So if this was a U.S. made, which good luck, U.S. made or a U.S. company that was then maybe, working with U.S. folks to get this made over there. So I'm not sure, but
so Festy just told us what the different tools are. He said it's a running joke with them. Dimitri uses a screw for spaced coils, and Phil stretches.
I could never see Phil stretching.
No, I don't think so either.
So, but yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. November, like late November, is when when everything comes out. So,
is it a good question from chat from Lee Beasy? Is it VG10 steel though?
Hopefully not. Hopefully it's not. Hopefully it's stainless.
Hopefully it's stainless. So, but yeah, so that'll be coming out. I'm not sure who. I'm sure everybody's going to be carrying it. Some people are saying, "Oh shit, the shower head from the Siren. I really hope this is going to be removable." And people posting pictures of the shower scene from Psycho. So there you go. But again, hey, to each their own on their vaping style. Don't buy an Addy if you've never, mouth to lung, and you've always used a dripper or something like that, because
this thing sucks.
If that, yeah, and that's what I'm hoping that doesn't happen, is that people's reviews. I want to talk about reviewers, because I have a feeling that we're not going to get a lot of reviewers saying negatives about it, in part because a lot of the reviewers started out as smokers, started out as mouth to lung vapors. Okay, I'm not saying all of them. So this would be right up your alley.
The ones that have 200 plus years of vaping experience.
Yeah, exactly.
Was it the K-Fun 5 that brought Grim back to mouth to lung? Because he went for a long time with the big gobs of air, whatever Addies, and then he finally started to go back to mouth to lung.
Yeah, K-Fun 5 wasn't really mouth to lung though.
No, I'm trying to remember what it was, because there was a particular atomizer. I feel like it was the K-Fun 5 that made him try mouth to lung again, and he liked it.
Yeah, I know he was enjoying the Prime.
Yeah, it was before that. It was way before that.
Was it the K-Fun Mini V3?
It was that K-Fun Mini V3. That's exactly what it was.
That one had good draw.
Yeah, it did. It had a fantastic. I enjoyed the one I had.
Yeah. So I think, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
I have a feeling there's going to be a new bandwagon, because there's a few Addies already coming out that are mouth to lung. Now, whether they're doing that to be TPD compliant, whether they're doing that to capitalize on what's hot, the Nick salts, the Ment's not hot, and the new sauce.
Man's got
so. But you're right, Angsty. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with high VG juice, which is all that's out there right now. I mean, I'm not saying all, but you have your Nick salts, but those are very niche right now. I mean, they're getting super popular, but so yeah. So I hope it goes well for them, and congrats to Dimitri's and Phil for their release of their Addy, official release. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it's how its reception is.
Yeah.
So I know that they have some going out to reviewers, and so we should start seeing some of those, showing up here pretty soon. So, but yep. So that's what I got for that. So if you want to continue, Angsty.
Sure. One of the guys that I got to meet was a man by the name of Omen. I was joking that I've been talking with Brett since 2012. When I saw a rando post on ECF, and I had him make a tip for my Pro Tank 1. No, Pro Tank 2, the one with the replaceable drip tip.
Remember that?
And then I also had him make one for my iGo L. Back in 2012. I still have them.
Yep.
Still have them. Anyway, so I've been talking to this guy forever, and obviously we've done some group buys and stuff in our group for our own tips that we call them the post-style tips. And they're basically all I use, even on the Billet box. Anyway, I never met him ever until I met him this last weekend, which was super cool. And I will say he actually did. He gave me a gift. He gave me one of these guys. He's starting to make beauty rings, basically, and he's got a couple different sizes, but he's got a 24 to 22, which looks really nice on a 24 millimeter deck like this one. This one doesn't quite match this. I'm waiting until my gloom comes back. It's going to look really good on that. But here's the thing that's kind of cool about these guys is I'll show you. It's on the site omenstuff.com. There's $6.50. He's selling these things for dirt cheap, and they're just a normal little curvy guy. Just kind of match up and make a little beauty ring thing. He's got 22, 24, or 22, 26, or 24, 26, white and black. But he also has them in clear and Ultim. That was me spitting on Ultim.
Yeah.
But while I was pulling this link up to show you, look what I saw. He's on his site now. He's got the post-style Billet box on his site. You there?
Oh,
yeah. So that's cool. And of course he's got all the other his regular regular tips as dots and his post style things, and his 810. He does make some 810 style tips.
Oh, look at that! I have one of his original stickers without his signature.
Mm-hmm. Here's the post style ones down here. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that because they're really inexpensive, and if you've got an atomizer that needs some beauty ringing, he can hook you up. So I've got one last thing, and this is the thing that I was telling you about, Massey. That's kind of like that's kind of good. It's kind of bad.
Is the thing gonna go pop scrap?
No. See, here's the thing. I can't crucify this thing yet because I've literally only used it for like a day. And there may be some adjustment that needs to happen both with how I build it as well as how I vape and how I swank. So I might need to have to, adjust some things to see if it's gonna be as bad as it is. But I do have some initial impressions that I will share with you. So one of the things that I bought from Vape and Art was a dripper by a company that you might know as ePhoenix. And you probably know them from back in the day when they made the Hurricane, which I thoroughly enjoyed, the atomizer itself, but it was expensive and it came with no spares.
That thing was a pain in the dick to clean too.
It was not fun to clean. It wasn't too bad. I've had worse.
Bad, but yeah.
But they do make a dripper. They came out with the Resurrection V1, a couple of years ago. And it was one of those things that Todd like half reviewed, but he wouldn't fully review it because I don't think you could really get it. They only made a few of them. They were super expensive and like really hard to get. And he's just like, man, I'm not really gonna review it. But he really liked it, and it would pop up in like his vlogs and stuff. He would just be using it, right? Just kind of randomly. And he reviewed this in a while back, and I saw it there. They had just gotten a shipment in. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll buy something. I bought a pod thing for the show. Maybe I'll buy this for the show.
You returned it.
Yeah. So this is what. Let's go up close. Like I'll show you what this thing looks like. Because it's pretty interesting. It's got its own little thing going on. This side, it's got a lot of writing on it, which I don't like, but it says ePhoenix on this side. But it's got a neat like style. All the scallops and stuff on the edge are cool. Not a big fan of the gold blingy bling there. But you can see
it's got the Circle K. It's got the Circle K on it too.
The Circle K.
Yeah, right at the end of the ePhoenix.
Oh,
what the hell is that?
Kosher.
I think that's a Swiss trademark or something.
Oh, I thought it was a kosher atomizer.
It could be a kosher atomizer. So you'll notice that there's 3 airflow slots, and you'll notice that all of them look closed. And this was, besides the fact that Todd said he liked it, this is one of the reasons I bought it, because the airflow looks like it's closed, but it's not.
Wait, what's the? It's got some writing on the side. This is like N0 and then VG1044.
Yeah, it's.
Can I see that again? Can we get a picture to Duro, please, to verify? You know how he verifies those, right? Stick them in his butthole.
That's what I've heard. That is what I've heard. All right, so you got a slot, but then what happens is it comes in and down. So
like the Charlie Murphy slap.
What's that?
Yeah, like the Charlie Murphy slap. It comes up over the top.
Yeah, that's right. It comes up over the top
and over the top and down.
And then what happens when it gets down? Let's do this real quick. I'm gonna try to save myself a little bit here, so I don't pour juice everywhere. So once it comes down, it gets redirected down those little channels and scooted over towards your coil. It's just a 3-poster, post holes, the whole 9. Now, I'm going to show you this side, and you're going to see one of the things that I really don't like about this atomizer. So, positive in the middle, as per normal. Negatives on the side. Now, you can see this hole. Can you see the hole? You can't see the hole because it's fucking down there. Now, mounting a coil in that is not fun. It's
so your legs look like this?
Yeah, right. You shouldn't need a third hand from a soldering iron project to mount your coils. Let's see. Actually, Louis, he's got tips. On the Resurrection, get your coils as low as you can. The top of your coils should be below the posts. Sure. I was trying to get the air underneath there, but if you think it should be lower, that I've actually been raising mine, Louis. I lowered it at first. It wasn't as low as you said, but I had it low, and then I've been raising it.
Like the only way I could think of is having the coil down in there pushed up as close to the post as possible, so somehow the air can get down the wall, around the coil, and then back up. And that's just a feat of Chinese engineering. Actually, Swiss. So,
so the other thing that's kind of it's kind of interesting and kind of a pain in the dick is you've got to use their drip tip, because the drip tip is top cap, but it comes with one of these, and then it also comes with one of these, so it's got a single coil reducer kind of built into it.
Is that half of a Spartan helmet?
Yes, it's half of the Spartan helmet. I really don't like that. That actually made me almost not buy it, even though I was curious, because I don't like that. I like using my own tips. I don't like having to be forced to use it. Now that said, it's awful comfy. It's nice and curved. It's short. It's not too, it's not this long, big old weird things. Yeah, I don't like those guys, but I'd still like to be able to put my own on there. Here comes the second con. Not the second con. This would be the third con. The third con is the squonk holes are like on either side of the positive post, and like even with the negatives. So when you squonk, it squonks super easily. Like you barely push, and just juice comes flooding out everywhere, which you'd think would be great, right? It is if your partner's like that, but for your squonking atomizer, not so much, because the problem is when you let go, it doesn't pull it all back down into the bottle. It leaves a lot of juice down there, and it's got a very deep juice well. So what that means is it leaves a lot of juice in the bottom of the deck, which means it'll be pretty spitty. At least mine has been so far with the build that I've got in there at the moment. And it can leak everywhere. If you pull the top cap off, you got a quarter, you got like a whole milliliter juice sitting in there. Wow. That said, one of the other reasons that I did go ahead and pick it up is because not only because the airflow is interesting, I also thought it would be relatively leak resistant, like my other favorite atomizers, like the Narda and like the Haku are. I haven't had a problem with this. The leak resistant thing is good, which is good because there's a whole fuckload of juice in there right now if you squonk it. I don't know. So like I said, these are just initial impressions after using it for like a day. Maybe not even a day. I've only used it for a while. I don't know. I agree, Duro. Fuck that. If I'd had known how far up, the juice, the squonk holes would have been, and leaving so much juice in the bottom, if I had known that it actually noticed how low the negative posts are, I might have given it a pass, because mounting parallels in those low negatives, it didn't make me happy when I was building it. I don't mind post holes. Post holes are a little dated, but at least they're not like wrapping around screw heads, and that can be a pain depending on the atomizer. Some atomizers use the right screws, and that's okay. But post holes obviously are better than not. But when the holes are in the wrong place, it's kind of a pain, and it kind of doesn't make me happy. And it makes a big fucking mess every time I put something down here because it's got so much juice everywhere. Ugh. But to their credit, look at this shit. I told you it comes with a regular top cap for dual coil, which is great. It comes with 2 Allen keys, a shit ton of O-rings and grub screws and all that sort of stuff. So they've learned. They can be taught.
I've only badgered them how many times in the last how many episodes?
Right. So there's some pros and there's some cons. I will say that when it's not flooded and giving a little spitty, it's actually a pretty good vape. Flavor-wise, the airflow is super smooth. It's really quiet. I have not one inkling of a whistle.
The whistles go.
Yeah, the whistles go.
ePhoenix Williams said ePhoenix offers a box of apology for a top air addy.
That's not top air.
Yeah,
It goes down.
Duro's got a point. Sometimes you wonder if these manufacturers even vape. They probably don't.
So some of them definitely do not, especially the Chinese
they
folks.
probably don't.
Yeah.
I mean, they probably don't, and they
don't know.
They just say the Addy's not hot, so you don't need bottom airflow, and they just put
condensation.
Put ketchup. So
Got condensation.
Yeah. So it's not top air. It's being delivered right at the coil. It just has to do a Z to get there.
Has to go scrap.
So I'm definitely going to continue to use this. If I don't just for some reason fall in love, and I will try Louis' thing and put it down even farther than I had it before, because I had it wasn't quite that far down before.
Be like.
So I'll try Louis' thing. I'll lower it down. I'll give it a whack. If I don't like it, probably sell it because what the hell what do I need an atomizer that has a bunch of cons that are a pain in the butt? I've got Nardas and Hakus and other things that are better.
Wakus and Wahoos and
yeah, I'll just use
Yahoos and
and yeah, if I had just seen some this to be perfectly honest, if I had watched Todd's review before I bought it, I probably would have known some of these things and might have made a better decision.
So, Angsty, while you were at the con, I got to bring up this picture. What's up with that?
Oh, let me click on you.
Here we are with Jay Biggles.
Yeah,
and I like the Angsty Vapor shirt, but
yeah, what's with that haircut in the background though?
Yeah, let's zoom in. Let's enhance that haircut, not the Jew forehead, the haircut right there.
It's California, man. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have to say that the guys working at the Bombies booth were super cool. Those guys were awesome.
Yeah.
Those guys are really cool. I hung out with those guys a little bit that day. Yeah. No, that was cool. I don't know where my arm was in that picture. I don't know if I just turned just right. My arm was just gone.
It's gone. It looks photoshopped.
It does look photoshopped. So I don't know what's up with that. I do know Jay is several stone lighter than I was last time I saw him. Looks great.
Several J's.
Looks great. I actually had to double take when I was walking up to him. I'm like, holy shit! He was facing away from me. I was like, damn.
So did you guys? I don't know when this actually went through, but the Richmond Times posted on the 2nd that Altera made a minority investment in a rapidly growing Chesterfield-based chain of e-cigarette shops. They basically just put some money into Avail Vapor. So
into Avail?
And yes, and it says the investment into Avail comes as Altera, parent company, one of the nation's largest cigarette maker, Philip Morris, looks to also become the market leader in the wave of novel nicotine delivery products that the company wants to market as less risky to health than conventional cigarettes.
From?
This is on the Richmond Times, and I will grab the link.
That person that we know that worked for them doesn't still work for them, did they?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, but I know somebody else that does.
Well, someone else I know that worked for them told me this. About a year and a half ago.
Yeah, so now it's public. It's public, and it also says Avail's got a lab in Chesterfield where it makes the e-liquids, and the company's been positioned itself to offer that service to other e-cig sellers. James Yu is the company's co-founder and CEO. So it says Altera has already introduced its own brand of e-cigarettes, the Mark 10, which is sold at about 65,000 stores.
I think it's terrible.
And Avail obviously caters to consumers who prefer different varieties of devices. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. Wow.
So the
Altera's saying,
Jay. Kevin Haflin or Hannafin says that I took the no sleeve thing too far.
Yeah, it's gone. Wow, they're saying that the Mark 10 has about 13.5% market share in the category of that style of e-cig. The Views is its top competitor, and Reynolds American has about 30% share according to Nielsen data. Reynolds Americans was acquired in July by British American Tobacco. So Altera and Reynolds American are also vying to get FDA approval for the cig-like products that heat tobacco instead of burning it. So, anyways, that's kind of interesting. You know, it doesn't say how small of a piece they bought. You know, they just says they made an investment.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go.
They're talking about China in side chat because we were talking about how it seems like a lot of atomizer people don't vape, and when they're still making these products. They were talking about Scott Runyon said he had his cab driver give him a pack of cigarettes in Beijing once. I did not have somebody give me one. I did buy some over there because I visited there one time. Beijing wasn't that bad as far as air quality goes. Jason Hunt is talking about how breathing the air there is roughly equivalent of smoking 17 cigarettes a day. I would say that Beijing was not that bad. When I was there, Beijing was a pretty clean city. But when I went to Shanghai was also a relatively clean city. It was a relatively nice looking city. But you want to talk about smog? That place was ridiculous.
Shanghai, yeah.
It was when I at the end of the day, we spent the day, you know, walking around and doing stuff all day. When I went back to the hotel, I realized that my nose is it felt full. I was like, oh, you know, new country, maybe I got a little, you know, not used to the pollen or something, so my nose got a little cloggy, right? So I went and I blew my nose, and it was black. And I'm not shitting you. It was just as blue as it was just fucking black boogers, and just it was disgusting.
Dude, yeah, you can get that just from sitting at a smoking poker table.
Yeah, except for we were just outside.
Yeah.
It was pretty smoggy there, noticeably so.
I mean, when I come home from work in the city and I pick my nose, you know, they're definitely darker colored bogeys.
Yeah, Scott, I do think that that's a possibility. Like, because I've heard other people say that Beijing was quite dirty. I wonder if the winds were good or something when I was there because it cleaned out Beijing. I'm not saying it was clean. I'm saying it wasn't any worse than, you know, LA or any other large city that you'd go to. Yeah, exactly, Daryl. It was like being in LA. I would agree with that, but I mean, compared to Shanghai, it was like the countryside, like clean air, because Shanghai was bad, at least when I was there. It was really good. Seeing that come out of my face was super disturbing. I've never seen it that just dark, just coming out of your body. It was nasty.
There's also another post about Joytech. There's been a few people posting. There's been a few posts on Reddit and a lot, you know, of posts online that you can Google. But apparently, the U.S. version of Joytech on their site has some credit card fraud issues. So, so remember, guys, you know, anytime you're going to these sites, you know, which are easily targeted, you can go to a place like privacy.com and create a burner card, which is what they call it. Or you can
check your own provider. Like I was saying, that one of the cards that I have, when you log into their site, one of the little things, I've got a shop safe button. You can click on it, and it generates you either a one-time use or like a 2-month time use and a $50 limit.
One guy mentioned he had Bank of America, and he ordered from Vapor Shark when they were having the issues, and that card still got hacked, so he had to close down his account. The card that he had. So
right. Well, that's what I mean. So Bank of America is the one that you can generate single-use cards from them.
Yeah,
it works. It works great. I use that in the sketchy places like that when I was concerned about a small shop or whatever that wasn't in control of their shit.
Yeah. So there you go. So if you're looking for Joytech stuff in the US one, check it. So keep an eye out on it.
Mr. Clean TV says that's probably why they walk around in those masks. That's some people do that. That's true, but a lot of times that's actually a polite thing, because when people aren't feeling very well or have a little bit of a cough or a sneeze, they'll actually wear those all day to protect the people around them out of respect, which is kind of cool.
Well, I've been told that if you work in an office, like one of my sister's friends lives and works in Japan, and he's like, it makes it worse if you're in an enclosed space like an office. I'm like, huh. Well, I guess they're being considerate.
That's right.
Yeah. Go. That's all I got. I think that's it.
I just said the same thing inside Jed.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I just said literally right when you said that's all I got. I was hitting enter on saying that's all I got.
Yeah, boy.
I think that's all I've got. I had a bunch of little things. Thanks for sitting through that, because I thought that was some of those things were really cool. It was a really good meeting. Oh, there was one last thing I'd like to mention. I didn't get a whole lot of action on our group when I posted our people are going. But that said, I had several people flag me down while I was there, just saying hello and just shaking hands, taking pictures and stuff. And I got to talk to some of them, or I got to talk to all of them, I guess. But it was really cool meeting you guys. I met several people that I had met before. I met a couple of people that I had met a long time ago that saw me again, which is really cool. And I got to ask them a question that I've been asking people in person, which is, how do they like, us talking about non-vaping things sometimes? Like the knife thing or whatever, right? And like fishing a few other stuff. And so far it's all been overwhelmingly positive. So I appreciate you guys supporting us, trying to make sure that this is kind of new and fresh for us as well, that we don't always have to talk about the same thing all the time. But yeah, that was cool. Anyway, it was really cool meeting you guys. That was awesome.
No, that's good to hear too. I mean, let's face it, it's before, and I mean, these guys might be everyone's going to be different, but we would spend quite a bit of our own money, getting devices, because there's so many devices coming out and over. Well, since a lot of that has slowed down, and a lot of stuff is not as available as quickly anymore, what happens is, let's just say people with Patreons get the devices, a month before anybody else. And that's because, they're the only ones that can get them right away. So you'll see some of those reviews come up. So people kind of lose interest in that. So, I think that's been kind of a part of the slowdown to try to, fill a whole show about vape stuff. So it's good that we get that kind of response.
Yeah,
so.
Definitely. And we're getting a lot of positive feedback in chat too. So we do appreciate it, because it does help us stay refreshed and whatever. It's all good. All good.
Yeah.
So thanks everybody for coming out and joining us again this Monday. We love it when you're here. This is why we do it. Is this whole interaction thing is really what makes it fun. Besides the fact that hanging out with these guys, because they're always great guys to hang out with. Have a good laugh, talk about some shit. Hopefully get some people some information that helps them stay off of cigarettes. Because Kevin Hamilton, I'd be interested in seeing Angsty vaping a big dual coil Addy. Well, I put it back down there. I've got DJ LSB's thing, so I'll be putting that on something at some point. I need to find something that can power it. Well, I'll give it a whack. We'll give it a whack. All right, guys. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Bye-bye.
Peace. I got something.
Reese's Puffs, 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 Reese's Puffs. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. Nowadays on cruise control. I got Reese's Puffs in my bowl. And just like that, I'm on a roll. Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs, peanut butter chocolate flavor. Reese's